Sorry about that, you guys. Once you have the Bluetooth hooked up to it, it's fucking, if you undo it, you can't turn your speakers back on while you're still broadcasting live. It's fucking stupid. So let me tell these other people on the other channel, on the other broadcast, to come over here. So just give me a minute. Oh, I got one. Okay. Oh, hello, one viewer. Give me 1 second. I'm telling these people to get over here. All right, there we go. All right. Oh, hello, viewers. Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. I had some issues with the stupid Bluetooth connection, you know, and it won't let me. It won't let me like turn it off and then come back on. So I'm going to pass out this. I'm going to pass out this link, but I'm going to try to keep it down to just a few people at a time, you know, because it always gets kind of like, it gets kind of crowded. And so I'm going to try to pick out like people who haven't really come on before so they get their chance. So not to offend anyone who comes on here all the time. You know, I love you guys, and you guys are always welcome on here, but I want to give other people a chance to come on. And, you know, it might make them feel a little, you know, like pushed out if they're, you know, you guys are the same people are always on. And then, you know, even though we're all friends, you know, so it's like, I want to be able to let them other people who like haven't really been on get a chance to come on and say what's up. So let me see here. I'm gonna get the link for you guys. We'll see if we can get some other people on here who want to share their story or their thoughts on this. All right, so let me look for your. Here we go. Oh, that's just getting loud. Better turn that down. All right, I see you, dude. 2 viewers, 4 commenters. Yeah, you know, YouTube fucking exactly, dude, bastards. Yeah, Dave, you want to come on? And Ian Schwartz, you want to come on? I haven't had you guys on. Kumar, you want to come on? You guys are, I'm going to post the link. So here we go. Let's see here. I'll post a link for you guys. So yeah, let's get some new blood in here. Give them a chance. Dave, you want to come on? And come on, there's a link for you, buddy. Come on. Kumar, if you're on here, you want us to come on? Too stoned? Oh, don't be afraid of the camera, buddy. You sure? All right, man. Well, you're welcome to join us if you want to. Mr. Me, you can come on here. You'll never get your ass on here. And Ian Schwartz, you want to come on, buddy? Some other time, no problem, buddy. Come and join us next time. Yeah, Cons, you should join. Just get on here. I might need a little partner host to help me out. And since we were talking about this before we even started, Cons and I was already on Hangouts before we started, so he should go ahead and get his ass on here. We were just doing a Hangout just before all this, so again, it's like Sean Alien. Hey, if you want to come, or Sean Allen, if you want to come on here, come join us, man. We're trying to get different people on here. There's a link. People who are new to the new, you know, haven't come on the Hangouts before. So feel free to come and join us, you guys. Really, I have not much to say. I'm still researching. You guys have legit info, so looking here. Hell yeah, dude. Don't worry, Sean. I'll get your ass on here later. All right, buddy. I mean, you're always on here too, man. Yeah, feel free. Come on. And remember, you guys, if it's an issue with your camera and you're afraid of being on camera, don't worry about it. Fucking, you can use your icon. What up, Dave? There he is. How you doing, buddy? Doing good? Rock and roll, baby. let's get now. Ian Schwartz, you on there? Can you hear us? Someone talk. See if I can. Oh, I have my thing on mute. There we go.
Come on, Kyle. What did you do? You made Sean McGuire a mod, and he's like harassing me the whole time.
I'm gonna have to fucking demote his ass. He's been a moderator. One day he's gonna get demoted, dude.
he's calling me fucker 2 times, and now he's like saying, "No, you suck."
He's just jealous, dude.
What's up with him, man?
He's just fucking around with you, dude.
I hope, because otherwise I have to kick his ass. You know, roundhouse his ass.
Roundhouse his ass, man.
Roundhouse.
Shit. So where's Ian? Is Ian on here? Or else? All right. Oh, I gotta check this fucking thing. Not gonna happen.
What are we talking about?
Like, no cam or mic. Oh man, that sucks. Ian Schwartz. He's got no cam and no mic, man. Oh, brutal. Who else is on here? Sean, come on, come join us, buddy. Come on here. Say what's up.
Oh my. Oh my.
Uh-oh. Too windy out there, Dave.
What the hell?
There he is. Oh, Sean. What the fuck?
Hey, I just wanted to jump on real quick. Get Dave to ask Dave. Ask a bunch of questions. Cons, I'm just messing with you.
No, you're not messing with me. You think you're messing with me. That's a difference. Key difference. But it's okay.
All right, Sean, you fucker. Get out of here, dude.
God damn it,
Hey,
Sean.
don't hate. Hey, what's up, mate? Yeah.
Hello.
What's up, man?
Let's so anyway, let's see. Dave, go for it, man. What are you asking? What were your questions?
All right, so for intelligence, there has to be a brain.
Mm-hmm.
How are we able to mimic a brain?
That's good. That's complicated, man. Hey, what up, Tom, you motherfucker?
I'm tired from staying up all night listening to you DJ for 4 people.
I'm letting him on because this asshole actually fucking watched me fucking DJ last night on Google Hangouts, dude. I sent Tom a personal fucking link through Hangouts. I was like, it was just him. He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit and watch you, dude. Just fucking watching me.
Yeah, I was sending him requests for Incubus
he was
and
sending
stuff.
me requests to play songs and shit. It was awesome. So Dave just asked a question, and he wanted to know, how would you create? What'd you say? A brain or intelligence?
I can really comment on this. That's really interesting. I love this question. It's awesome. This is philosophically really interesting because there's a book I once read by Douglas Hofstadter, and this is called Gödel, Escher, Bach. And he's talking about complex systems and how they are incomplete, like mathematics is inherently incomplete because you can create some kind of contradiction inside the system itself. So you can create a formula which cannot be true or false. That's the same as like speech. You know, if you say I'm always lying, that's a paradoxon. You know, it's a paradox.
Yeah.
Can't be true or false.
Yeah, that's what Captain Kirk used.
Yeah, if a system, a formal system, is complicated enough that it can create some kind of a self. I don't know. Lost the words because English is not my first language. If it's referring to itself, if you can create some kind of a loop.
Yeah, like that episode of Star Trek, the original series, right?
Then it's inherently incomplete. And that's what Gödel said. He's an Austrian mathematician. And he said math had some kind of like holes which can't prove. And in this whole book, he's talking about this kind of complex systems, and his theory is that if you can create a complex system which has enough nodes, like our brain with nerve cells, then you can create intelligence. But it can't explain itself, because it's in itself a formal system, which in a self-reference is incomplete, because our brain cannot maybe understand our brain, but it's intelligence. So maybe we can think about some kind of a hive mind, like ants, bees.
What in our mind recognize, because it's like you can't see it from the outside, but couldn't you see it from the outside if you're since you're able to, you know, preconceive stuff, you know, that you can look into the future with your mind, you know? I mean, that's true. We do it all the time. We make predictions on stuff and say, okay, this is what will happen if we do this. We know that this is going to happen here. If we do this, this will happen. So making these predictions, wouldn't that affect it?
And doesn't the heart come into play as well?
Well, the heart, I mean, what do you mean, like the muscle, or like your conscious good feeling of stuff?
I think he's talking about consciousness. If you think Sam Harris talks about the difference. There's a difference between a machine that's highly intelligent and a machine that's conscious. Consciousness seems to be an emergent property that we don't understand. And if you want to talk about it,
that's exactly the interesting part, because we don't really understand our brain, and there's consciousness there. So this is this kind of missing link. We don't know why there's consciousness. And
I wonder
if something is complex enough, there may be consciousness. And if you think about this, it may be possible that some kind of entity like a sun or a planet may be conscious.
Or the internet.
This can be an evolutionary
or
trait.
The internet, of course. Yeah, it may be conscious, but it's not something it itself can understand, or we can understand. But it's completely different.
What if consciousness comes from like a survival tool, like, for fundamentally like keeping alive your species? Without consciousness,
that's right,
you might not care enough to help protect your species or to breed and create more. So could it be
Jordan
something that's evolutionary and that's inbred into like all species, just because like maybe every species is like conscious in some way? But, in order to keep your species alive, you have to have consciousness, or it could just come down to just you and you're killing everybody else, It doesn't.
Well, Kyle, you were talking about predicting the future, and Jordan Peterson talks about what changed with human beings when we discovered the future. Very few animals know the future as well as we do. And when we discovered this thing called the future, we started to be able to look into the future and make predictions. And those, will this happen or will that happen? And then we would record the result and then change our behaviors. And so that was the beginning of our cultural, our mind evolution that kind of broke beyond the biological, was when we discovered the future. It's sort of the beginning of consciousness when an animal discovers the future. The downside to discovering the future is that's when you realize you're going to die. You realize that life is finite.
I think it comes down to the distance of being able to peer into the future. Like the distance on which you can fucking, put your mind into looking into the future. Like, cause a lot of animals do it. They, when, predators attack an animal, they're hunting or whatever. They know that, okay, if I chase him this way, I'm going to chase him right into this other lion over here, like they can predict the future, but only like so far, and it seems like, they don't go like, you have to get past a certain distance, and then what? Are you Homo sapien? Then are you intelligent? Are you a conscious, intelligent being? Are you a sentient being after that? Like what the distance would be?
I think the point where consciousness really comes into place evolutionary is where we become social, because we have to understand what our place in the social construct is. Like how other people perceive us and how we are, inside the whole social construct.
And
before that, it's just survivor and nothing else. But if you have a social animal, then it's really about consciousness. Then you have like dolphins, humans, apes,
And
then
part of
it's
what drives that is not just consciousness, but the anxiety of being aware of one's mortality. So that's where religion begins, and that's where society begins. It begins with the, creation of religion, however you want to think of it. But that's why every major civilization has this kind of structured religious practice, because the people know they're going to die and they need an explanation to dampen their anxiety. That's the price they've paid for being able to look way into the future.
You know what?
And to have that,
I got to say something on that. When it comes to, you have to understand that during the time of the Old Testament, dying was so accepted and just natural. It didn't really, they didn't have a heaven or hell. Like when you died in the Old Testament, you simply died. You didn't go to paradise.
not exactly.
No, like, okay. So like you walked so long and then you die. And that's how they picture it. The whole point of religion was to have,
Messiah would come.
To judge like you morally and say, are you a good person? Are you going to carry this with you when you die? Are you, did you do good while you're here? So they want you to do good stuff while you're alive. But like the dying part it wasn't they weren't afraid of it until like Jesus times, until the New Testament.
Well, it's not true, Kyle. That's not true. I'm pretty. Because
I'm pretty versed in the Old Testament.
I'm pretty versed in it too. And one of the things they believed, one of the main linchpins of the Old Testament, which is a brutal book, by the way, where men, wipe out entire towns because they think they're in God's favor. It's a terrible, frightening book. But the Jewish belief was that a Messiah would come. And when the Messiah came, that's when all the people that died, they just, what's different between Judaism and Christianity is they just never believed that had occurred. But they still have that core, metaphysical belief. It's outside the material, that there will be this Messiah sent from God and he will make everything okay and everyone will live in paradise. That was a part of the Judeo belief system after pretty much from the moment they stopped worshiping multiple gods and began worshiping a god they called Yahweh.
Monotheism. But they didn't.
Monotheism.
They didn't believe that they were going to
no, heaven and hell was a Greek construct.
So
you have to understand, Jesus didn't invent heaven and hell.
No, correct. He didn't invent heaven and hell, but that's where we get our heaven and hell from. So it's like our understanding.
You're right.
Back then, you gotta understand, like in the Old Testament. Now, are you saying that? Are you saying Moses went to hell?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying I don't believe in heaven and hell.
Well, I'm saying the Old Testament. Do you think the Old Testament says that Moses went to hell?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't say he went anywhere.
Exactly.
He went into the ground to wait with everyone else for the coming of the Messiah.
He just died,
Yes, they all died, but they're waiting for the Messiah to come, and then he's going to resurrect.
Who didn't die?
Nobody didn't die.
No, someone didn't die.
What do you mean someone didn't die? Who didn't die?
There's a man who never died.
Who?
Enoch. Enoch walked with God.
That's not even in the Bible.
It's in the pseudepigrapha, and yes, it is in the Bible.
Jesus quotes from the book of Enoch.
Yeah, it's in the pseudepigrapha. So, he walked with God. He was translated and walked with God.
It depends on whether you believe it literally or not.
Adam, when you go down, when you read Numbers, all of them die except for Enoch. How come Enoch lived 365 years and then walked with God, but everybody else, they lived 900 years and then they died,
Perhaps Enoch ascended. Perhaps he ascended.
Correct. He never dies. It's like, what happens to him?
Yeah,
I think that's interesting.
There's a lot of interesting stuff. Like the Tower of Babel is an interesting story. It sounds
I love the Tower of Babel, dude. I think it's so fascinating. The story is fucking. It's funny.
Story.
They make it like Nimrod is a bad guy. All right. They make it like Nimrod's a bad guy against God. And if you read it and actually sit and fucking read it and look at it, Nimrod, all he wanted to do, Nimrod was a good guy who brought everybody together. And all he wanted to do was ensure that people would survive if God ever decided to wipe out humanity again. And he was like, this is bullshit. We can't just sit here and live in fear of constantly being wiped out, you know? And so what's he do? He wanted to build a tower high enough that the waters would not reach them, that they could build a tower all the way to heaven. So if God ever decided to flood the earth again, that humans would survive. That's all he wanted to do. It's like, I don't know why they depict him like now, like the regular Christians today depict him as a bad guy. I just don't understand it. When I read it,
if that's true, then it's probably another case where a guy had a good plan and a good idea and it got co-opted by a bunch of corrupt assholes.
Fucking right, dude.
and they changed from let's protect ourselves from the flood to let's get up to where God is and punch him in the face. And whenever it switches to that,
I wanted to ensure that the people would not. That's the reason why the Tower of Babel was created, was to ensure the survival of humans in case God ever decided to wipe us out again. He was like, we can't allow that. And these people are saying, no, it must be allowed. You must allow God to destroy everybody. And it's like, what? Why? Fuck that, dude.
Sean was asking Tower of Babel. It came after the flood. It was after Noah, and then yeah.
In fact,
it was the
Nimrod is the great grandson of Noah.
Yeah.
You can read that in Numbers. You get to read the lineage of all the everyone in the Bible, basically. You know, all the way down from Adam. You know, like just work your way down. So it's you can see all the so all the way to like David and Solomon and everybody, man. It's really neat.
That's what's interesting about ancient texts is they're a mix of mythology, but actual mythology that stems from real things that happen.
Yeah, that
people wrote down, and then it gets passed on orally. And then, amazingly, oral traditions do maintain their structural integrity over thousands of years. They proved that with Troy. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's a mix of real things that happened, and then all of the distortions that get wrapped around that over time.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like I want like just speaking about the Bible real quick. I just want to know, okay? So, what do you think the tongues of fire were?
It's a good question.
Literally, do you think that the tongues of fire were something real? Why would they just make that up? That doesn't make any fucking sense at all. I mean, these tongues of fire came and laid on all of the people's heads. What the fuck?
It sounds like the law of one, really.
It's
it sounds like the law of one. You know what that is? That hippie thing where it's the new Gaia religion where they channel entities, and the entities come down and everyone can understand each other and they speak telepathically. It sounds a lot like that. It was the
tongues of fire were like they were in the middle of doing something, and these flaming, they look like snakes or tongues is what they called them, that they came down from the sky, a bunch of them, and they started landing on people's heads, and fucking the people could all of a sudden speak different languages and stuff.
Yeah, but
it was just a story in the Bible. But what do you think? Do you think the tongues of fire were something real, or was this a completely made up story that the guys from Japan just made up?
I'm interested in that, and I'm interested in the New Testament story of the tongues, which is like the kind of opposite of that, where there was a bunch of people who couldn't understand each other in a room trying to pass their information about Christianity, and these tongues came down, hit them, and they could all speak the same language. That's what the
Correct.
Pentecostals, yeah, that's very interesting to me.
Is it real?
Yeah.
Do you think it ever happened?
I mean,
1981.
If someone gets hit in the head, they can like speak a different language if they get hit in the head a certain way. So
I have heard of that. You know, I don't know how true that is, but I have heard of that. You know. So, do you think what if say those tongues of fire were some kind of alien that fucking did something to their mind? I'm like just wondering, what if you know, like who makes up a story like that and puts it in the Bible? And the people who you know, like during the when they were putting together the Bible, the what's the Council of Nicaea or whatever, when they were putting the Bible together, who decided that yes, this should be included?
Yeah, that ticks me off. There's a lot about it was one bishop, right? It was one bishop. It was a guy whose job it was to kind of say, okay,
it was Constantine.
Yeah, but there was a guy he hired.
I heard the story of Jesus comes from Zeus, and then the story of Zeus comes from Amun Ra.
You dick. Go. Sorry. Go say it again, man. He said the story of Jeebus comes from what? Oh, I think Dave's frozen. Fuck, he froze. Oh.
I heard the story of Zeus. Story of Jesus comes from Zeus, and then the story of Zeus comes from Amun-Ra, which is like from ancient Kemet and shit.
But there's a whole lot of stories about this kind of Jesus-like figures all over the old world. And
what's the name of that Egyptian pharaoh?
Again, and Horus, of course, and what else? This whole Zeitgeist movie. Just watch it. And we have dozens of Jesus figures if you want them.
You got to consider this: that the gods of old were basically all related, and they were all like the same gods, but given like different names. And you can even see some of the crossovers and stuff. Okay, so their main god in Egypt, like Amun-Ra or whatever, his name is even in Christians today, they still pray and say Amen. Okay. And that's like their God's name was Amun-Ra, So it's like there's always like crossovers from everything. Whether when we see the gods, like we hear gods in Greek or in from Athens or from Egypt or wherever, there's always similarities, and they're always like the same gods. Like
so you're saying it's the same aliens, aren't you? Same aliens every time.
Same aliens. Always. It's always the same aliens every time. No.
It's an interesting theory.
No, I don't think it's aliens.
No, do you think when they call the planets, they say that the planets like Jupiter, they're named after gods, obviously. Okay. Now you guys know the word planet literally means wandering star. Okay. That's because the planets don't follow the stars; they do their own fucking thing. All right. So, but I'm like, is that enough for them to call it? To say, oh, this are gods, to relate them to the planets, or do you think that these were gods, some kind of an extraterrestrial race or whatever that they might have? I'm not saying that everybody has contact with them. Just one. All you need is one fucking scribe to see an alien, and then it's on, right?
Well, personally, my pet peeve is that I see a lot of, this whole ancient aliens. There I say bullshit going on.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
History Channel. That many people are like jumping on every little thing, and everything is alien. Everything is
the guy with the crazy hair.
Yeah,
I love Giorgio.
Well, he's
I love him.
He's cool. He's cool, but we don't have to jump on everything,
No. See, you're totally right about that, Cons.
We have to keep it real, and if something is really not explainable in our terms, then it's interesting. But not everything is like really aliens or crazy or and
whatever the question is, the answer is alien.
I really have the opinion that the old people were able in the ancient world to come up with some kind of a legend without it being real history, because we can do that. If imagine J.R.R. Tolkien came up with Lord of the Rings, and in 1,000 years they read this and they say it's history.
Yeah.
Wow, it could be fiction. Now you have to like really be careful there.
Yeah. See,
the jump on everything there.
When you look at the how history is written down and stuff like that, the issue why we say that is because back then writing was not something everybody could do. So having just a writer, even a writer didn't get to write what he wanted to write or whatever. They had scribes and stuff. So literally it was their job. They were paid, and a king would dictate to them this story or this epic tale or whatever. And so that's why they say that, there might be some history. That doesn't mean it's true. Okay. I'm just saying that, I'm going to bring up, there's a video I'm working on right now, and I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek into this video.
Yes.
Okay. So check this shit out, dude. And this is going to be fucking awesome. And it's one of my fucking scientific, excited. It's one of my theoretical videos, but I really think that there's some some truth to this. Okay, so check this out. What if, like, language was developed because of someone who had synesthesia? Written language, written language, I believe, was developed by a synesthetic, and the evidence makes perfect sense that they suffer from synesthesia. Okay, so their senses are crisscrossed. Now one of the synesthetics is having one where he sees the sounds. Okay, because that's what happens with synesthetics. So he sees shapes and colors of sounds or whatever, the same ones every single time he hears the sound. So one day he decides, I'm going to draw that shape that I see every time I hear this sound. And when he does that, he creates an alphabet. You get it?
He makes a phonetic alphabet. Yeah.
Right?
I get what you mean, but I think it's too complicated for it to be necessary. Because you're making it more complicated than it really needs to be.
How's that complicated? It makes perfect sense when there are other countries and other civilizations who didn't develop a written language. They developed a knotted rope system.
It's complicated in the sense that you need somebody to have some really rare disorder.
It's not really rare. It's synesthesia.
Yeah,
it's not that rare.
One of every 200 people have it. It's not like it's really rare.
I have it a little bit. Myself.
Yes, even Tom has it a little bit. It's not like it's really rare. I'm saying,
not to mention, like, all of our achievements come from retarded people.
Yeah, but you can come up with that without having some kind of synesthesia. You can come up with, like, making a symbol for some sound.
Why would you want to do that?
Something magic.
Why?
Well, the question would be, why would some cultures develop it and other cultures would never develop it? Like, what happened? What's your theory, Cons? What is the trigger for written language?
Okay, that's
civilization.
That's a good question. On the top of my head, I think that writing becomes necessary when you have enough organization necessary. So you have to have some kind of way to write something down.
I mean, we used to draw shit all the time.
Trade, and that's that's the old story, because Sumer and Babylonia, they're having the first writing is because we have records for wares and trades and stuff. So.
If we think about written language now and what it was in the past, what did we have in the past? We had iconography and we had hieroglyphics, okay, stuff like that. Those were like original languages. These were pictorial languages, all right? So people—
That was a product of the medium, though.
You know,
they only had stone to chip that shit. They only had stone to chip that shit into. So you got to consider the medium. The medium, to some degree, determines the language. What kind of language?
You could still draw out the same language in the sand, like the Chinese did. Okay,
it's not permanent, though.
Not permanent, but it could be done. It could be done in soft clay, whatever.
Yeah.
You know. So the thing is what I'm saying is that with a synesthetic, they would have seen the same symbol every time they heard the same sound. They would have seen a picture of it in their head. And if they're like, hey, when I hear this, this is, like he would hear the ah sound. So he draws the shape of an A. I'm just using it just hypothetically or whatever. You get what I'm saying? And so just to try to express what he's seeing in his mind every time he hears a certain sound, and it helps. It's like that's how a language would eventually be developed because of a synesthetic. Like when it's just a normal person, you might come up with a pictorial, or you might do the knotted rope system or whatever. Writing is more of a way to convene a message over time, and that's what writing really is to keep a message that you can convene over a certain distance of time, or however long, forever, really, but like the written language that we have or whatever, I think would be developed by somebody who has synesthesia, and you could have that in many different cultures. So I could just see it popping up all over the place, because a lot of these synesthetics are really gifted. They're really talented in music, in writing, and painting, and drawing, and stuff like that. Anytime you're like a synesthetic, you're always really gifted in a lot of different things or whatever. And so I could see someone like that actually putting together a rudimentary alphabet, and just discovering that, oh, hey, yeah, when I hear these sounds, this is what it looks like to me in my mind.
Yeah, it's really
showing
possible.
That out,
But it's not convincing me at all, because it's like conjuring something more complicated than needed, because I have something I can just be there without some kind of a mental, I don't want to say disorder, but misorder or whatever.
So you would decide to draw,
and just say, okay, this I want to. You have speech before. It's simple. There's speech before writing,
sure.
And we want to record speech. So I can say, okay, this sound is this simple. I don't have to have some. It's correct. You just it's too complicated for me.
It makes it a lot simpler. It actually makes it a lot simpler because
no, you have to have 1 in 200 people to
you only
do this.
How many scribes do you think existed back then? Yeah. How many people do you think created right back then?
I'm not convinced. It's possible, but I'm not convinced.
You have to see the video first. But I don't think
I will be convinced afterwards.
I think you will be. Okay,
I will like the video.
Yo,
you might like it. What up, Dave?
Yeah,
I feel like the synesthesia shit makes sense since every culture had music and art in it. You know what I mean? And so you would hear these sounds all the time. Let's say there was a synesthetic person in every culture. Like that would make sense because like there was art in every culture.
Yeah, like it seems like a way that that it would have been someone who has synesthesia who would have said, "Hey, I'm gonna." It's not like a king who said, "Hey, I have a brilliant idea. Okay, we're gonna do this," and like he's like, "We're gonna do this," because when they did stuff like that, what did they do? They drew pictures. He's going, no, instead, I'm gonna do a line and a shape here, and this is gonna mean that word, and everyone's gonna know what I'm talking about. But a synesthetic would have done it just out of the sheer, pleasure of actually being able to create something and draw what they see in their mind, which is what they do naturally.
Yeah, but Kyle, you don't need some kind of special power to.
It's not a special power. It's simply
only one in 200
senses.
People has it. If you say one in 200 people has it, it's a special power, and that's
not a power.
Yeah, okay, but it's some kind of.
Okay, if you want to say it's a power, okay. So Tom is all powerful over here.
It's not a power.
Are you guys
retarded?
Are you guys familiar with semiotics? Do you know what's?
You can do it without that.
Yes, I'm sure you could. I'm not saying you can't. Tom, what were you saying?
I was saying there's a study of language called semiotics. Occam's razor is sometimes a load of horse shit, you know that? But anyways, I think Cons could be right. But what I wanted to say was semiotics is a study of language that tries to understand how we use symbols to represent real things in the world. And there are two components to our conceptualization of a thing. The first component is called the signifier. And before we add written language, that would be the sound. I'll use tree as an example. The sound tree is the signifier. The signified is the actual thing in the world that you can see and you can smell and you can touch and see. It's this thing that comes out of the ground with wood and these branchy things and these leafy things, and you call it a tree. And when you put those two together, it's called a sign. That's a sign. So before we ever had written language, we had already in our minds the architecture for what's called a sign. It's another layer of abstraction.
Yeah.
Beings to have language, speak, say that's a chair, that's a mouse. I would like to take the mouse and put it on the chair and carry the chair to the wagon and wheel it off to the market. That's all sign use of signs. It does not take much of a leap to move from that to because that's another layer of abstraction. So now you're etching a symbol to represent a sound that represents a real thing in the world. And what Cons is trying to say is that all that would be required for that to happen is for it to become necessary. And what would make it necessary is human civilization. When we go from nomadic and tribal to organized urban structures of living.
No, I understand. I understand the concept of it.
But it could also have kind of emerged spontaneously the way you say, because when you think about it, that synesthesia, that would be a person who is already through this difference of the way they perceive things. They're already seeing written language. They're seeing it
when they hear
because they have synesthesia when they hear a sound. So their brain has already through no skill of their own or talent, really, just they were born with it, has created that third level of abstraction in their mind. And that could have made it easier for them, maybe even without civilization, to start coming up with a written language. You know, it's plausible, sure.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I think you're both right.
I mean, we used to hunt with each other. Like, we had to communicate at one point.
It just seems like the necessary steps on the progression of language when it starts, like when you take proto-cuneiform script, okay, when you're looking at cuneiform, what in nature represented that? Like how Tom used a tree, what you know, what represented that? See, like
animals.
It doesn't. It's a square little triangle X and shit, dude. Like those little things. How could those, like, what did you see in nature that would say, yeah, that's what I want to use that symbol to represent it? And that's like some of the first, that I'm talking like proto-Sumerian cuneiform text. All right. So what started that? It, like, you know, it's just like, oh yeah, I'm going to just do this and do that, makes a sound because of civilization. When the fucking, all of Sumeria, like the very first city or whatever, had a fucking, it was literally like 200 yards wide or something. It was like it's a little rubble fucking dirt town, dude. Like, I mean, it's like fucking, it's like the size of fucking like 3 houses or something. It's ridiculously small, dude. You know? Yeah. So it's like, it's not like you even had like a huge civilization. Somebody just like a dude started this shit, you know? Like somewhere, each place had like one dude who started it. Unless they had one king or, you know, out of necessity, who was the one dude who thought of it saying, yeah, this is how we should do it. You know, did they have a collection of it? did they all sit around and say, hey, we should start doing this we should develop this whole new system? That seems so overcomplicated as opposed to just a synesthetic drawing the symbols that they see in their brain when they hear a sound because it's just natural, you know, and then saying, hey, this is what it is. Look at this. That's just a theory. I don't have any fucking proof. It's just a theory. But
it's the biggest question that we ask ourselves.
It has to be
where civilization came from.
It's always Turkey. Don't ever get that wrong. All right?
Where did it begin? Anyway,
if it's in Turkey, then I'm convinced. That's
what were you saying, Tom?
No, I was just agreeing with basically what you guys were saying, was that we're not even sure where civilization really began and how far back it started. This and stuff language, that this guy Graham Hancock and his archaeologist friend on the Joe Rogan show made a pretty damn good argument.
Oh,
and
that
other
Graham
old
Hancock.
guy, and the other older guy, I can't remember his name, that was on Joe Rogan, make pretty good arguments. That
Robert
the Sphinx
Bouval?
is like, maybe the Sphinx is like 15,000 years old. Like it's old.
Yeah.
Old. It was buried up almost to its neck when the Egyptian, like it's old. It's a fucking old thing. And if it was built, then the people who built it had civilization. So we don't know shit. We had a huge flood. That's what Noah and all that other shit's about. It scraped everything off the surface of the planet, and there was hardly nothing left. And then we started again.
That's why I like how we were saying earlier about how like the Bible it's can still be referenced as ancient text. Not that it's it doesn't have to be 100% accurate, but it could still be used as a historical reference, like Wikipedia. It's not. It doesn't mean it's 100% accurate, but it can still be used for references. And so because there are obviously some things that happen to it, even as fantastical as they sound, apparently are true, like the deluge, the flood. I mean, there is so much evidence to suggest
or Troy.
Real.
Troy is a great example.
Yeah.
Troy is one of the best examples.
Using the Iliad, he discovered Troy. It's like he used a fucking book written, the poem written by Homer. He used that fucking book.
Before that, it was just an oral tradition.
Everyone thought it was fake. They're like, oh, it's just a story. It's just a story. The
Yep.
Trojan horse, they all thought it was fake. It was real. The dude found the place, man. It's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You got it. So some stuff you have to look at and say, is it, but then when you get into like the Mahabharata or the Ramayana, that gets even more difficult because it gets even more fantastical. But maybe there's some kind of truth to them,
Just for the
Like a
record,
mix,
for
maybe.
everyone on YouTube, these are tobacco smokes. I ran out of cigarettes, so I've been rolling tobacco. Just wanna get that.
Yeah.
It's tobacco. Really, it is.
It's
Otherwise,
pure tobacco, dude.
I'd
Just so
be
you guys know.
too stoned to talk about semiotics if it wasn't. So.
It was his tobacco. It got him a little lightheaded. That's all, you guys.
Yeah.
But it's like, if aliens don't interfere, then what would make them interfere in the past?
Who says they don't interfere? I know for a fact UFOs interfere.
He's saying,
I don't know if they're
why would they
killing
want to?
Yeah, you know, I don't know. They interfere on a level that's, you know, not. They kind of fuck with individuals, okay? But and not just saying UFOs. I couldn't tell you if it's an alien or not, but UFOs definitely interfere. They interfered with my life, and so I assume that they've probably been around for a long time, interfering with other people's lives because people have reported them as well. So, you know,
But
that's all I can assume.
Jesus comes from Zeus, and Zeus comes from Amun-Ra. But the Amun-Ra story says that we used to worship the sun and the woman. It never talked about aliens or gods.
Well, they wouldn't have known the difference. Plus,
They
you know,
Let me get Tom on.
Jesus was a real historical figure, eh? He was a historical figure, eh? Jesus, he was the real dude.
Really? He
was. Did things. He wasn't made up, but maybe some
Who says that?
stuff was
if
put
he was,
onto
it's
him.
like, if he was like, why does that matter? Like, what the fuck did he do? Because he wasn't a son of a god.
Well, that's the question. The question is, what really went down, and that's the problem with history every time, man.
I don't think that
Historical
Jesus
book.
was a historical figure. Seriously, I don't think so.
Even the biggest atheist scholars agree he was a real historical figure.
Yeah, I mean, like, think about
even the most
Oh,
prominent
that's not
atheist
true.
scholars.
No, that's not
It
true.
is true.
It's not true.
Well, think
No,
about this.
where?
Jesus
give me
is written
sources.
about in
Where?
Roman
There's
records.
a few
though.
there's a few dissenting scholars, and they're in the tiny minority. They're like 5%.
But
Yeah,
Jesus
give me
was
sources.
written about in
I
Roman,
followed you on
scripts
Google
and
Plus.
text.
Give me sources. Give me sources. I'm fine. Give me sources.
I'll start with Wikipedia and then go down to all the sources at the bottom and read each one
Yeah,
individually.
Yeah, the only sources having Jesus as a historical figure are known to be fraud.
What Jesus?
I think he was,
One of the biggest cop-outs you can have is to try and argue Jesus wasn't a historical figure, because it's a weak way of trying to dismiss something that was real. The question is, what does it mean today? That's the only question.
Yeah,
He was a real
Me
guy. What did he do any of that stuff? I don't know.
If anything, he was kind of an uprising guy.
Whatever. He was a real. All I'm saying is he was a real man who walked
I don't
around
think he was real.
and said hello.
And he didn't have any miracles. And
How are you?
so
That's not what I'm
Yeah, that's not
arguing,
what I'm
dude.
saying.
See, this pisses me off because a lot of people do this. They try to say he never existed, and then they go to, well, he didn't do miracles. Like, come on, man. He was a real guy. He walked around. He talked to people. That's what we know. That's all we know, really.
Yeah.
He was real.
Well, I have to agree. I have to agree with you that there's enough evidence and enough historical text to. I mean, they knew about him in Rome, and they knew that he was starting an uprising, and the Jewish people
They were ridiculing him.
knew about him. So why would the Romans be making documents about fucking some man who doesn't exist, who's the figment of your imagination? Why would they be? That doesn't make any sense, dude. You know, they fucking pay. They were like, people were paying to have this guy fucking taken out and shit. Like, he definitely existed. Whether he had a power or he was a fucking a fraud is irrelevant.
Deity
The
or
point
whatever.
is, he was a human that walked around. You know, I mean, like that. I mean, I can definitely agree with that. Whether or not he was just tricking and manipulating people, I don't know. Sure.
Maybe he was really good at magic tricks, right?
Yeah,
Pull a rabbit out of a hat. Everyone goes, woo.
Exactly. You know.
Whatever,
Are you guys
but
saying
that's not what I
Are you
believe.
guys saying Jesus, or are you guys saying Zeus, Buddha, and everyone else with the same exact story?
No. Just Jesus.
No, what we're saying is that Jesus was a man, a flesh and blood man who walked
like
around
us,
and
not
spoke
a
with
god.
people, just like us. Just like us.
He was black.
Okay.
He may have
He was
been.
black.
He was
might
a
have-
lot darker skinned than me and Kyle. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, you know, we're some fucking white boys. I glisten to moonlight, dude. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm ready to.
How do you
contest
guys
point.
feel about their?
I don't want to be the guy that's the, you know, like, you're right.
Well, hey man, you know, if you think it's, you know, like whatever your belief is, your belief, man. You know. It's
Yeah,
like-
no one's gonna fault you, man. If you want to believe
it's
Jesus
really-
never existed, that's
No,
cool.
it's really important to contend the
Fuck
point.
that. If
because
there's
that's-
evidence supporting something, and you don't believe it, then you're just retarded.
Too few people ever do that. They stand on their
That's true.
point. They don't admit that they're wrong. And what I've seen,
I give you props on that
it-
one, dude, because
it
that's
looks-
fucking rare. It's hard to do.
It looks like you're
Fucking-
right. I will have some more research, but what I see so far,
No,
you're right.
it's a very common thing, Cons. A lot of people just believe that, but then when you look into it, you realize, oh shit, he was a real guy. Okay, but you know, maybe he didn't do miracles, and maybe he didn't do all that shit, but he was a real guy.
I mean,
What
if you
was
guys,
what was that dude's
there's
name from
evidence-
Star Trek? The black dude, LeVar Burton played.
Jordy
Jordy?
LaForge.
Jordy LaForge.
Jordy, was that it?
Yeah, Jordy LaForge.
That's it, dude. Yeah. That's my new thing, dude. I'm gonna be fucking Jordy from now on, dude. Oh wait, his shit was all wide like this though. Oh, man.
Yeah, and then they
Go
gave
back
him
to
real
fucking-
eyes. Remember? They gave him real eyes in the
That
one of
was
the movies.
bullshit, dude. Okay, he should have had robot eyes. Everybody knows that.
All right, so back to
Go
the
ahead, Dave.
AI shit. In the universe, there's nothing that says this is good and this is bad. So how will we program the AI to not, let's say, kill us all type shit?
You got to understand something. That's what's important when it comes to AI and like a consciousness and shit like that. Is that like, and even the Bible, even includes some stuff of that, because humans, once we ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, we became human. We had the ability to understand. When you understood the knowledge, when you had the knowledge of good and evil, then you became a sentient being like we did. Before that, we were like just like animals who ran around naked and ate everything or whatever. But then we ate from the knowledge, the tree from the fruit from the knowledge, or from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. We ate that fucking fruit, and once we understood the difference, then we became what we are today. We were like sentient beings. So you would have to feed the AI that fruit. Is all I can say. It's the only way I can think of is to ever do that is to find the fucking tree and feed it to the AI, dude.
You know,
Oh,
Sam Harris tells a great story about AI, and I think you'll like it. He says you could create a super intelligent computer which has the ability to affect whatever it wants in the world, right? And you could program that super intelligent computer. You could say your goal, your duty is to eliminate spam off the internet. And that super intelligent computer might go, well, the easiest way to do that would be to kill everyone.
Correct.
Right? So there's a big problem, right? Like you got to be super careful that machine understands exactly what you mean when you tell it to do something.
Good and evil, like Dave is asking. Like once it understands the difference between good and evil, and then but that's really hard because good and evil are a point of view. So you have to have the machine have its own point of view. Really, you would have to program it with a point of view.
In
Because, like,
we say there is no good, there is no evil, there's only the point of view.
Correct.
Exactly.
Emperor Palpatine said it best.
Whoa!
It's like if I go into
I'm just saying. I know he's an evil and he took over the galaxy. I understand that, okay? But I'm saying he did have a point.
Yeah.
Like if I go kill somebody like randomly, that's not necessarily good or bad. It's just the people that know the person that I killed are going to be affected by them.
Yes.
But what if that attacked my family? That's
why it comes down to the point of view. Why did you go and just randomly kill somebody? That seems like it's bad because
there's no good or evil.
For you, bad because
that's moral relativism, man.
It's the point of view.
It's bad because they're killed. No?
Why did you go and kill?
There's a lot of reasons.
I felt like it.
If
a lot
you
of
felt
reasons
like it,
why people die and kill people. A lot of reasons.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons, and so it comes down to the point of view, the reasoning for what you're doing it. So it's like, society would view it in a bad way if you just go and kill, like in a group of lions. If one lion doesn't just go and kill another one. I mean, they do sometimes, but I'm just saying that they normally like a group of fucking meerkats. They don't just go and kill one, and one of them just doesn't go and kill another one for no reason. There's usually some kind of cause or something that they do it, and they can still be ostracized from their group, from doing that. The group would get rid of them if they're like, oh, he's going to go around and kill people. They'd be like, go away, So it's like there's like there's like a societal thing there that says what's good and what's bad or whatever, and it comes down to like your survival.
Yeah, and you can get to a place. You can get to a place where your reason for killing someone is because you don't believe there's anything as such a thing as good or evil, and it would you thought it might be fun. That could be a reason. There are like serial killer, crazy psychopath people who do it for exactly that reason. But society
dude.
Turn to look down to frown on that, and it seems to be an instinct.
Usually when you go around raping and murdering and then wearing their skin, it doesn't look the best, you know.
Right, and there's repercussions.
Then there's repercussions, you know.
And that's where.
But we used to live in a society where there were no repercussions. Thousands of years ago.
Well,
the repercussions would come from like individuals that you were doing this to, like in their family and shit, because we have, you know, connections to these people that you're like, you know, like brothers and sisters have like a hardcore connection. And if you see some dude hitting your sister, it doesn't matter how big he is, you're going to go off on him. You know, you're going to do whatever to fucking fight for her. And it's just like a natural reaction. You know, you're just like, I have to defend them. You don't even, it's like you have like very little control over it. So it's like, I think it stems from stuff like that.
There's a really great story about a primitive tribe discovered in Brazil that no one had seen, and they'd never seen civilization. And they started coming out of the woods because the loggers were encroaching into where they lived and killing all their food. And they started coming out of the woods into towns and like just stealing food and clothes. And so these scientists like figured out where they lived, and they came and they helped them. They had to be really careful because they were really prone to disease. They're as primitive as humans can be. And what happened was they started to learn a little bit about us. And one of them took a wife from one of the towns from civilization. And she came to live in the tribal huts. And she ended up sleeping with that guy's brother in the tribe. No doubt about it. And he flipped out. And what was his response? The most primitive of human being, his response was, she has to leave. I will kill her. And now I have to live with my brother for the rest of my life and not kill him. His instinct was that he just can't kill his brother, but he wanted to very, very badly. So there's that dichotomy at work there. There's an instinctual back and forth that works through people's minds. And people either come to the conclusion, fuck it, I'm going to kill my brother, or they say, I choose not to, even though what he did is complete utter betrayal. It seems to occur right at the most primitive level.
The truth is this, okay? This is the truth.
Interesting.
They both have to die, okay? You have to kill them both. You got to take them both out because they'll fuck again. All right, I'm just saying. Just throwing that out there. Okay. Don't kill anybody. I'm just joking.
It's Cletus.
You just have to make
kill him.
You just have to make sure that whenever they fall, they're inside the hut, right?
Yeah, you just make it look like an accident. That's all I'm saying. You know, feed them some poison blowfish, you'll be fine.
I think that's one of the great things about religion is it gives society a moral compass. You know,
correct. I agree too.
You know,
not for me.
Whether or not it's true or not, I do not know. But I do know that that not killing people, not
helping people,
not stealing, all that. It's all good stuff.
It's all good stuff.
Yeah,
I agree.
If that's the tenets of the religion, then yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If the religion's got some dogma or doctrine in it that makes people think God needs them to go kill a bunch of people, or God needs them to sacrifice their son.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like a different offshoot of the actual religion. It's to me it's
corruption.
Yeah, right. The religion is corrupted. The Christians, they kill a lot of people too. Back in the Middle Ages, there's been all kinds of wars.
Dude, think about this, okay? You got Christians nowadays who are saying, I am fucking pro-life. I'm pro-life, okay? I care about life. That's what I care about. So we have to protect this. We have to make sure that this woman has this baby no matter what, because I am pro-life, all right? Then it comes to execution
penalty.
in the prison. Kill him. They're like, fucking wipe him out, dude. Kill him. Okay. And they're like, I'm pro-life and I want to make sure that this baby is survives. So I'm going to go and shoot the fucking doctor.
Right.
You understand that? Do you see the irony in that, dude? They're saying they're pro-life.
It's called hypocrisy.
And then they go and they shoot the fucking the doctor who gives abortions. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. These people
hypocrisy.
are corrupt, man. They have corrupted a fucking religion or something good. They took it something good and turned it and twisted it and to fit their own perverted mentality, you know, and
Right.
They don't
fucking
don't
twisted
understand it.
worldview. You know, it's disgusting, man. How are you going to be a Christian and say the Pope is Antichrist? Who does that, dude?
I don't believe in the Pope, and I'm a Christian.
Who? What? You're a Muslim,
Kyle.
dude. Okay, you.
Kyle, hey Kyle, we're not all Catholics, you know. Some of us. The
I am,
Pope's a nice
but
guy.
I
I'm
don't
sure he's a
care.
nice old man.
Dude,
I
the
don't
Pope.
think he's the Antichrist.
I love fucking Pope Francis. He's a scientist, man. He's a fucking great guy. He fucking cares about people. Dude,
What about the Pope before him? Did you love him?
Oh God, he was fucking twisted as fuck. That fucker needed to go.
Yeah. What about the Pope before him? What'd you think of him?
I don't really remember the Pope before him.
Yeah, the Pope's just
John?
some guy.
John Paul II.
Was it Pope John Paul II?
John Paul II. That's really sad.
I don't like any of them.
Oh man,
Well, Kyle,
I love the new Pope. I think he's awesome. El Popa.
That's because he says progressive things, Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle, we
Well,
have some,
conservative bastard, of course.
Kyle, we have some guys in the chat. They're not happy about talking about religion. They want to talk about UFOs, and they have some kind of a special request.
Special request. Well, too bad. Too fucking
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, and they want
Yeah,
to talk about the Washington D.C. merry-go-round event in the 1950s.
The what?
Like really specific. The
Washington, D.C.
merry-go-round
flyover.
event in the 1950s.
Yeah, in the early 50s.
Oh, okay. Yeah, dude, we could talk about that sighting. Absolutely. Let's fucking.
And
we're gonna break this.
Mr.
Yeah.
Apache 85 wants to ask if you're letting more people on.
I can hop
no,
off.
I'm not. How the fuck? Fucking Sean got on here. I don't know. He snuck on when we weren't fucking looking.
Hey, what's the big deal,
You know
huh?
what? I'm gonna kick some people off, and we can get some new people on here. How
Yeah,
long have
I'm
you
going to
been
hop
doing
off. Okay, Kyle, I'll hop off and whoever else.
it? Yeah.
And I'll just do moderation stuff.
Okay, yeah, do moderation, you guys. I'm gonna boot all you guys out, and then I'm gonna get all new people on here. All right.
Bye.
Okay.
So, all right, late, you guys.
The Washington
Hey, I
DC
hopped on to
merry-go-round event, man.
What's up?
Washington
I got on
DC
to tell what's his name about Asimov. That's what they're going to do for AI. It'll have to live by the laws of Asimov, so that it doesn't kill people and it doesn't do bad stuff.
Is that the 3 laws?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the 3 laws.
Okay.
Dave, look up Asimov. He's like the creator of science fiction from the 40s and 50s and stuff.
Yeah, he had some good ideas too. All right, let me get this link out here, and I'm gonna go ask some new people to come and join. And Sean,
John Wing.
Hans, you guys, thanks for coming and joining me, you fuckers. And I will see. I'll probably do another live later tonight or whatever. And thanks you guys fucking for coming and joining me. And I'm gonna try to get some other. You go to bed, Sean. You fucking moderate these assholes, all right? If you're gonna be up still, if you want to, you know.
Yeah, what's his name? John Wing should join. Don J, Luke, John, other John. Those
What do
are
we
the
got? A
guys
bunch
that
of popes wanting to join now? See, we brought up religion. Now we got a bunch of popes on here wanting to join.
No, they're not
What
popes.
the fuck is that?
But they're all in the chat, and they should join if they're new guys. And
Okay, I'm looking for Damien to join. Where's Damien? Is he in there?
I don't see Damien.
Okay. Let me check his chat. I'm gonna Ben. Let's see. Yeah, John Wing, you want to come on here? Jeremy Baker, you want to come on, buddy? Here's the link, you guys. I'll post it right here, right? John Conway, you can come on.
John Wing.
Yeah, John Wing, come on. John Conway, come on. What else we got on here? Jeremy Baker, you can come on. John Glenn, if you want to come on. Corey, you want to come on?
Luke Fay.
Yeah, Luke Fay, get your ass on here, dude.
I'm gonna hop up too.
Raphael, what's up, man?
Hey,
Yo,
hey.
what's up, guys?
Hey, did you
What up,
see
Raphael?
the guy from Naruto Bleach? He passed away. I know you like anime.
Yeah. I saw it. It's sad.
Bummer.
All right, Sean, you're out, buddy. Get out of here. Yeah, and when you go, make sure not to talk shit to other fucking mods. All right. Okay.
Cons.
Yeah. No, that's me saying it. Don't talk shit to other mods. Okay.
I'm not talking
Jesus.
shit.
Get out of here, dude. Let some other people on. Make room.
How's everybody doing today?
What's up, you guys? Who we got on here? Raphael, John, and Jeremy. Hey, what's up, you guys? So we were last talking about the UFO sightings over over Washington, here in DC or whatever.
I haven't seen it.
All right, Mr. Apache, we're trying to get all new people on here, buddy. Just a new crowd, so we can have all
I think
all
the
new
alien
people join.
technology, I was thinking it could be like just AI controlled. Like the days like, oh, they have to have some type build or something inside the craft, like it would have to have its own, you know, detecting
Its own like intelligence in it.
right. So I was thinking it would be, if we did have anything, you know, I don't think it would be harder for us to get the propulsion systems to move that fast rather than, you know, everything else. Like I think that would be the easiest part, you know, to get it moving rather than getting it to turn and stop. And you know, human wise, I think that.
What do you think about the 1950s sightings over Washington D.C.?
Are you talking about the like that picture of them over the Capitol or whatever?
Correct.
When I see that, I'm gonna be honest.
I can't hear John anymore.
I've seen it.
He keeps cutting out. John, you keep cutting out. Fix your mic.
All right.
Jeremy,
Yo,
what about you, buddy?
what's up, man?
What's
Can
going
you
on,
hear
brother?
me?
We got you, man.
Okay, all right, cool. I'm trouble with
Perfect.
this thing earlier.
Do you remember? You've heard about the Washington sightings over DC, right? The flyover of the
Yeah.
UFOs. What do
Yeah,
you
I've
think?
Man, I don't know. Some of this stuff, it's so confusing to me sometimes. Just,
Do you
know,
think it's
like
what
I
the
said,
government said they were? The government claimed that they were weather inversions.
no, it's kind of hard for me to buy that. I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. It's I've been fooled by a lot of stuff. I mean, until I started, you know, watching. You opened my eyes up to a lot of stuff when I started watching your channel and everything.
Yeah.
To like, you know, it's got to the point where it's like, I don't know what to believe anymore, man. Really, you know.
That's where we're at. That's where we're all at. Is that there's a reality to it. But if we let ourselves go overboard, then we miss it. Then we don't know anything. You know, who's that little cutie next to you?
Oh, it's my daughter.
Oh, look at that little. Oh,
It's
my God, she's a
Annabelle.
little cutie.
Yeah, it's my little girl. She's the ball and chain. She's my shadow.
Oh yeah.
Hang on a second. Here you go, sweetie. Put this right here.
Let's see here. Oh, let's see. Raphael. Where the fuck did Raphael go?
I'm here.
Get your ass on camera.
Soon.
That.
Soon.
Okay. Well, what do you think of the do you know about the Washington sightings
I
that
haven't seen
happened?
it.
Hang on. Let me try
Have you a video or something?
Huh?
Do you have a video for me? I haven't seen it actually.
Can barely hear you, dude.
He asked if there was a video.
No, you know what? They show some videos. Okay, they show some clips every time they talk about it.
Can you
I
hear
don't
me
know
better?
how real those are. I think those might be like it was like recreations or something. I don't know. I didn't know that there was actual footage. Yeah, but I mean, enough people reported it that it definitely happened. But
That's what I was.
How many?
Why are you going to send out jet fighters to intercept weather inversions? Doesn't make sense. You're telling me that these guys on their radar have never seen a fucking weather inversion pop up on their radar where they're like, oh yeah, this is just from weather. You know, like they had
How
no
does it
ideas.
look like? How did it look like?
It popped up on radar. It looked like just a blip, you know, a dot of radar. The people on the ground said they looked like big balls of white light. So, is it a weather phenomenon? Maybe, but it happened 2 weeks in a row. You know, and I mean, they're pretty adamant about, you know, about what flies over the Capitol.
Dude,
you know, especially back
Have
then.
you heard of the Russian that flew above the United States Marine, the strongest ship, and disabled them with EMP without doing nothing? It just flew circles over it.
Who
and
did?
The whole fleet. I heard of it. The Russians had a MiG with something like a new technology where they flew over the fleet of some Navy freighters.
And they disabled it with an EMP?
Stuff, and actually, they don't know it, but they have disabled every electronic device from the army and from the Navy and everything, the communication. And it was just one MiG crossing over the fucking fleet. So maybe Russia has something to demonstrate, or
That'd be fucking cool, man. I know. Just going through some shit on
Dude,
from DARPA. If you
I'm
go and look
really
at,
confident that Russia is has more technology than the USA. I'm pretty damn sure.
no,
I'm sorry about that one. No.
no way, not on their
Not
level.
no
The thing is
fucking
that
million
they might have a lot of
years.
they have a lot of secret material and shit like that, and equipment. They're going to, just like America, but they're not going to have near what we do. The stuff that we release, that stuff that you get to see in public, is not what we have. Okay, we don't. Show our fucking cards,
I know.
You
But
know, so if Russia's showing it, there's like, you know, like that's something America probably has too. In fact,
how
I know from the
can
open
one fucking
catalog
MiG
on
mess with a
DARPA
whole
that they're
fucking
working
neighborhood?
on technology that will straight up take over the other army's equipment. Like they will be in control of the MiG, and they'll be in control of the pilot's craft, and they can fly the plane wherever they want to. They can fly their ships or anything. If it's electronic, they should be able to take it over. They were working on this years ago. And so chances are probably by now they probably already developed it. I know just their dazzling system, it will completely shut down anything. And that's something we've had for a while, where we shoot a laser beam at them. It dazzles their instruments, and their whole thing is completely kaput. It basically like blinds them and turns off all their shit, you know?
Well, they have that on the Air Force One.
Yeah.
Air Force One, if you even come within, will shut your fucking thing. Fuck. Another aircraft that flies around it.
Oh yeah, you know what's fucked up is that I mean, I want to know something like, you're telling me that Russia couldn't defeat a couple terrorists with some fucking guns? You know, you're telling me that fucking America couldn't do this? Well, that's what's fucked up. They're using this country, they're using the Middle East as a fucking place for them to be able to make money while they take over oil and shit like that, and just ridiculous shit. These countries can't fight us. They don't have an army that's even close to something. I mean, it would be like an MMA fighter fighting a 3-year-old. It's completely one-sided. And at any time, we could have fucking wiped them out at any time. And we decided not to, in order to fucking have companies go and build machines and do this and do that, so we can like supposedly fucking make money. It's just,
they have great uranium. We use them for that. Other types of metals and stuff like that. Iron ore. A lot of iron comes from.
Right?
But,
fucking ridiculous.
But we boast about we spend 900%, not more than just Russia. We spend 900% more than all the other countries combined on defense.
Yeah.
Defense. That's not offense.
Do you guys think that we could use any
everyone.
alien technology against another country? Do you think that we would be willing to do that?
We've got a new thing. It's a scope. where it will automatically target you from 500. It will automatically shoot and raise the gun to that and shoot you in your hand. There's no, I'm telling you, man.
I've seen, you know, they got some crazy shit.
These are some cowboys that invented this shit. That's cowboys that invented it.
Oh yeah, you know.
Have you heard of the scientists from the USA during the Cold War that wanted to blow up a nuke on the moon, on the surface, so that in Russia they could see it? They didn't do it, but they had plans to. They were really serious about it.
I believe they probably did. You know, there's another side of the moon we can't see,
to blow up a nuke on the moon?
Yeah. They wanted to. They wanted to blow a nuke on the side of the moon where the cloud, you know, the mushroom from the explosion, would be visible with the light from the sun. So in Russia you could see it with your eye. You don't need binoculars or something. So that would be in the Cold War. Would this be like a pressure or something like that? I just read about it
would
today.
be just a show.
I know that they did. John Wing, come on here and come tell us about your encounters, buddy. I want to hear.
Even Carl Sagan was involved. Wait, I'm looking where I found this.
I wouldn't doubt that of us.
No, I mean, I know that they did actually bomb the moon. They crashed something into it, and you could actually see the explosion from space. I do know that.
Yeah, the USA blew up a few nukes in the atmosphere high above in space. There, I saw videos. It looks quite cool. Looks like a star, but then it evaporates. So basically, yeah.
I got John Wing. If you're on here, I posted a link. Come come tell us about your encounters. I see it. Con sent me a message that he wanted to come tell us about his encounters. So like, I love hearing people's encounters, dude. You know. Did you guys see when Parasite was on here yesterday? You guys see that at all? That was kind of a trip. I'm like, I don't know what she was doing, or you know, she was trying to show us a video, but she spent like, we're like, just push play, we see it. And she's like, I don't know what to do. We're like, like, you know, as long as it's not like that, we should be okay, you know. But John Wing, come on, say what's up with us, dude. And Jeremy, I put you on mute for a minute because you're someone else was talking. But when you want to talk, just hit the unmute button, okay? All right. So continue. What were you saying, Raphael?
I'm finished. I have the link in the. Oh, I can post it in the comments.
Okay, who wants to jump on then? Say something about this. I can't seem to get John Wing on here. Is he not? Where is he? Let me check the comments. This is such a pain in the ass. This should make this so much easier, dude. John Wing, come on here, dude. Here's the link again, dude. Bam. Come join us and tell us about it. See right there where it says my name, UFO Proof, and it says hangoutsgoogle.com. Go click on that link, dude, and you'll be able to jump on here with us. Oh, maybe he doesn't have a camera or something. What up, Leroy Jenkins? How you doing, buddy? Oh, maybe he just maybe he just wants to chat about it. Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Oh, there's John. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
I hear this too.
Hey. All right. How you doing, John? I can't hear him. Is your mic on, buddy?
Guess not.
It takes a little, when it's your first time, it's always a fucking pain in the ass. So don't worry, we all forgive you. Because we all had the same issues when we first tried it too. So you might want to check. I have no idea if he's on a phone or if he's on a PC or what. But if you're on a PC, look for the little gear icon and make sure, and look for the microphone button and the camera. If it's white, it will it's working. If it's red, it's not working, just so you know. What where did Kumar go? There he is. He's back. What up, Kumar? How you doing, buddy?
Hey there.
Hey, hey.
Yo, sup?
Okay. I'll close your YouTube.
Yes.
Okay, that's a lag. I'm gonna stay here. You guys continue.
Yes, please. No, tell us your story. What are your thoughts?
I'm sorry. I couldn't catch up. There was a lag.
Oh, that's okay. It takes time.
Yep. Carry on.
Okay, we were just talking about different technologies that the country has, like like different kind of alien tech that we might use and stuff like that. And so that's kind of like the basic subject. So if you have any thoughts on alien tech that we might actually use or that aliens might actually use, please feel free to share your thoughts on it.
Obviously anti-gravity stuff.
Anti-gravity stuff, you think it's real?
Yeah, I think it's real.
I think
there are lots of videos out there. The video that the one video where you posted, a guy was shooting a laser at that UFO.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, that video.
It wasn't some douchebag, but go ahead.
Yeah, it was shot by you, and then legit.
I know it was shot by me, but don't tell everybody I was the one shooting the laser.
Yeah, you were not shooting the laser.
Correct. But anyway, yes, I know that one. Yeah. What about it?
Yeah. Just that stuff. It was just hovering in the air.
Oh, speaking of, check this out, Kumar. Yesterday, I was fucking walking to work, and I'm carrying my shit with me, and this fucking. I thought it was the ISS. Okay, I thought it was so bright. This fucking, it looked like a giant ball of light was floating through the fucking clouds. Like I could see it like behind the clouds and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like passing the trees, and I'm like, is it a star? And I'm like, what? And then I see it. I'm like, no, it's definitely moving. Okay, so I'm like, oh shit, and I put my shit down, and I always have my fucking laser with me, and I hit it with the laser, and this thing's so bright that I'm thinking it's the ISS. All right, and I hit it with the fucking laser. And it fucking stops moving, dude. And it's just sitting there. And it looked like a ball of fire. Just like kind of like lit on fire. I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at? I was like, no fucking way, dude. And it was funny because my friend was coming to meet me. And he saw it. He was like on the other side of fucking of the courthouse or whatever. And he saw the same fucking thing. It's flying and it stops. And then it starts flying again. And I'm like, it's got to be the ISS, dude. And I could see it go. It was underneath the clouds. Whatever it was in the fucking atmosphere. I gotta say it's a UFO, but it was fucking awesome, dude. I mean, fucking, they're coming out, dude. I'm telling you guys, dude. It was fucking sick.
Where the ISS is at the moment, so.
Yeah, it shouldn't have stopped. I was watching it move and it stopped and and sat there for probably like 15 seconds. Just sat there. I'm like, it was like, I caught it with the laser. It was like, what up, Jeffrey Humphrey? How you doing, buddy?
Can you hear me now?
There you are, John. Now we can hear you finally. Moving it stopped.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Make sure your YouTube channel is turned down.
Can you hear me?
Yes. What up, Jeffrey? Yeah. You're just on a lag. Turn the YouTube off. There you are, John. Now we can hear you.
Yeah, I have this monster mic here.
Make sure your channel is turned down. Me too, buddy.
How are you doing, guys? Oh yeah, it worked. Yeah. Ooh.
Make sure you turn the YouTube off and just Google Hangouts. So if you're watching YouTube on something, turn it off. And just
I got this. I have all this music shit here, so that's why. I had a guitar, keyboard, everything.
So tell me, what was your sighting? Tell me about your encounter.
Okay.
Yes, you, John.
Oh, okay. Can I talk now? Okay, I'll tell you. I tried to write there on the chat. I was drunk, so no one will believe me to begin with.
I understand. Go ahead.
And I was drunk. I went down out here on the backyard. It was 2 years ago. I was taking a piss, you know, you're drunk.
Sure.
And over the woods, there's a line of woods over there. And there's a large orange orb, really close, maybe in America, 100 yards maybe, max.
Wow.
It's like orange, really big. And you know, when you're drunk, you're taking a piss, and about, oh, what's that? And I said, no one's gonna believe me, liksom.
Was it how
silent?
How high up was it?
That
How
was
high?
Just right over the treetops, pretty low, right over the treetops.
No shit, man. How long did the sighting last for?
Right over the treetops, like 100 yards away, like 50, 70 meters. Here in Sweden, 50, 70 meters maybe.
Wow, that's a cool sighting, dude. No shit, man. Yeah, and I understand, like, if you've been drinking or if you're high and you see something, you're like, oh man, people are gonna be like, oh, you were just high. Like, motherfucker, I'm always high. Okay, I don't see balls of light flying around. Okay, right? Oh fuck, did we lose him? I think we lost him. Yeah. What up, Jeffrey? How you doing, buddy? Can you hear us? We can't hear you, buddy. Yeah, don't worry, Jeffrey. Your first time, it's always a pain in the ass. I promise, man. Khan said, "I'm never high." Bullshit, dude. So Matthew Calloway is saying that aliens are demons, UFOs are government aircraft. Well, I mean, I could agree they might be government aircraft. However, aliens are demons. How do you have that information? Where did you get that?
There you go. Oh.
I don't know. Oh, we got some sound.
Oh, I have to have that on.
That's okay. But anyone feel like jumping in? Go ahead, jump in.
He got that information.
Nope.
Yeah, well, government is not obviously demons. They're human beings.
No, yeah, I don't think the government's demons either.
But the people who have the most secrets of the world, they know something about.
Oh. Shit, hang on a second. Or no, keep talking, keep talking. I gotta go to the door. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm carrying on. The people who know the most secretive things of the world, they know something about. I mean, they just know something about it that they don't want to share about it.
Come on.
There has been. Okay.
Embarrassing.
Sorry about that, you guys. My little sidekick came over and fucking, you know. Oh, okay, excellent. John's back. All right. You got there.
Yeah, strange.
Appreciate it. Very nice.
There's a lot of stuff being censored, and that's not right.
Battery. Oh, sorry about that. I forgot to host for a minute. I got to get like a sidekick host on here. We'd like to always be on here just to take over when I'm doing shit. Anyway, let's see. Jeremy, have you seen a UFO before?
Well, closest thing I've had, I have seen, you know, sphere or balls of light in the sky. I've seen to the north. I live out here around the Memphis area, and there is a military base up there. So I mean, there's no telling what it was. But I was out there with my son, and there was 3 of them, and I could see them coming off from the east through the trees. There was 2, and then a 3rd one popped up right behind it, and they were kind of moving almost in a line, but not quite. And it's like they picked up speed, and I'm just staring at it. I'm going, what the fuck is this? And they came up through the trees, right? I mean, this is off in the distance, I can tell. I mean, off in the distance.
Okay.
And they get to a point, and they stop one by one. The first one gets to this point and stops, and it flickers and goes out. The second one moves in, does it. All 3 of them do the same thing. like they stopped for about 3 or 4 seconds, and then they just kind of flickered and went out. But it was like really bright orange, and I was just trying to, you know, I hadn't any idea what I was looking at.
Do you think it could have been a plane, like in a landing position?
I don't think so. I mean, there was no. I mean, 'cause, you know, there's, you know, Memphis Airport. I see planes out here all the time. There were no other flashing lights on it. It was just really bright orange. Really bright orange. I mean,
have you ever seen any lights out there again?
I have not.
So,
No.
okay, so I would say
That's the only time I've ever.
It's probably not. Yeah, probably not on an airport then. That's a cool sighting, man. No shit, and it's funny because it actually reminds me of some sightings I've had. What's up?
Yeah, I mean, it's not in the flight path. You know, there's flight paths you can see. Correct. You know, all the time at night, you can see them. They usually run through the same area, and you can. I mean, there's a difference between. It wasn't even the same color as like the lights that you usually see on aircraft. You can see them coming off in the distance, and it's pretty much just usually a steady speed, right? And this was just a little more erratic, like this. The way it changed speeds, and then the way it just. What really got me was when they reached that certain point in the sky, and then they stopped moving. And,
yeah, that's always a fucking. That's always it fucks with you when you see something like that, because I mean, something in the sky, if it's flying, should just stop moving. Obviously, some aircraft can, a helicopter, a Harrier jet, whatever, but it's something that's really a rare sight to see. But if you're not seeing it in the path of an airport, or where they're, you know, the flight paths of aircraft normally are, then that's automatically a red flag that something's different, something's not right. Obviously, you know, whether it's a alien, I don't know, but as for a UFO sighting, that sounds fucking cool, dude.
Well, that's what I'm saying, one though. Only it was moving much quicker than a plane. And I mean, they were moving so quick through the sky, and then it slowed down, and then when it came to a stop, and I was like, just staring at it, I was like, what the hell is this? And then it flickered out, and then, you know, the second one came in, stopped in the same spot, flickered out, and then the third one. Because it was in the evening, and me and my son were throwing the football underneath the street light when we saw it, and he saw it too. And it was, I'd never seen anything that bright in the sky, and the fact that it was orange. I mean, it wasn't, you know, it was no star or anything. Obviously, stars don't do that shit.
You didn't see any like red or green lights, like in, you know.
No, that's I see that stuff out here all the time. You know, the lights flashing on airplanes, and it wasn't anything like that. But it's just very bright, like people kind of describe, almost like a fiery ball. Like I've heard some of y'all saying that. That's what it reminded me of, because it was just so bright. You know, 3 of them, and the way that it changed speeds. You know, and then when it stopped, that's what just really blew my mind. I mean, and the thing was, is I tried looking it up online, like, hey, you know, sightings in the area, and something else was posted by somebody, you know, saying that they saw 3, you know, orange balls of light in the sky too, and that's the only other thing I saw that to corroborate what I saw. So I don't know.
Okay, so you have actually seen like other videos of like something that reminded you of your sighting?
Yes. Yeah, I have seen similar to that. I mean, you know, like I said, I don't know what the hell it is. I mean, for all we know, I don't know. I mean, could it be some military craft? I mean, who knows? I mean, it's entirely possible, but I've never seen anything like that in my life.
That's a cool sighting, dude. Who else we got on here?
Only had a camera.
Oh, fuck. Even if you had a camera, trust me, it would have been a pain in the ass. It always is, man.
Yeah, I noticed.
Jeffrey,
it's so hard
can
to
you talk yet? Jeffrey, you got your mic working yet?
Doesn't sound like.
See, he's got a cool looking hat. I can barely see it, but it looks like a red Juggalo hat, dude. It's fucking sick. Oh, it's a red, no way. Yeah. Menthol only, dude. Cool looking hat, man. Okay, actually, we can't see it. Your definition on your camera is fucking it's too low, but that's okay, buddy. Can we hear you? Can you say something? Yeah, he can hear because he took off his hat. He was showing it, so I know he can hear. But it takes a minute to figure it out. Don't worry, buddy. It's sometimes a pain in the ass, man.
You know, in 97, when the first time when I came visit here, like I was staying with my sister. We went to Wawa. She used to go play bingo, and then I don't know. She took us through the back roads, and all I remember is fucking bright lights, and I don't remember nothing after that. I remember being at home.
Really?
I have no told this.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. What about your dad?
It was just me, my sister, and the neighbor.
Oh, no
That's
shit.
not
What?
That's back in the
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got you. I think we hear you.
Okay.
Put
I just had to
YouTube
take out
on
my
mute.
headphones.
You got to
What?
put YouTube on mute so we don't hear the echo.
Okay. I don't have the YouTube on.
Where does that echo from? Who's on? Hang on, I got everyone else on mute. Let me see. Let me put Raphael on mute. Okay, everyone's on mute. It's definitely you. What are you watching it on? Like a tablet, a computer, PC?
My school Chromebook.
How many tabs do you have open?
What?
How many tabs do you have open?
Google Hangouts and this live one right now.
Okay, turn off the live one and just keep the Google Hangouts on.
What?
Click off the YouTube and just stay on Google Hangouts.
The YouTube is already clicked off. Whenever I had the headphones on, you couldn't hear me. Let's try it again.
Yep.
Give it a shot. What about now? Let's see how it sounds. I think I still hear it a little. I do. I hear it even better now. It's okay. It takes some time. No, it wasn't Raphael. I put him on mute. I have every single person on mute. Oh, except for Kumar, but he was on mute as well.
Kyle, you moved your microphone. We heard it.
It's not the mic.
Yes, it's the mic.
Then it's your mic too.
When you say it louder in the mic, it gets louder too.
I can't. Let's see. Okay, here, check this out. I'm gonna mute my mic as well, Jeffrey. Start talking. Okay, we're gonna see. Go ahead. Tell us your story. We can't. Sorry, buddy. We can't hear you. All I can hear is my own echo. Here, hang on. I'm gonna put him on mute. He's on mute. Where's the echo now? Yeah, suck a dick, Raphael.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's fucking right. Damn right. You're sorry, you fucker. That's okay, Jeffrey. It takes some time to figure out, man. You know, like it can be a pain in the butt sometimes, you know. But no worries, man. You'll get the hang of it, you know. All right, so who wants to go now, man? Any of you guys who have your shit on mute, you can unmute it and just talk and say what's up, man. Go ahead. Unless you have an echo.
Well,
oh, I think we have a Jesus freak on there, dude. Look at this guy. Oh shit, man. Sorry about that, you guys. I will start hosting again. Sometimes I forget what I'm doing because I'm reading shit, dude. Fucking throw them off, dude. Don't be afraid, cons. Motherfucker, dude. You know I fucking need fucking crazies on here. You know that. You know how I feel about that shit. You know, Don J. I fucking remember Alienation, dude. I remember that shit, dude. I remember them getting drunk on sour milk and shit, dude. Fuck yeah, Don. I remember that shit. Dude, they used to get wasted. If they touched water and fucking shit. Fucking Alienation, dude. Rock and roll, man. I remember that shit. Anyway. Yeah, we don't need that stuff here, Matthew, okay? Jeez, I'm crazy that you believe in an alien flying around in a saucer. Ha ha ha. Okay, who said anything about an alien in a saucer? We sit here and say we don't even know if aliens are real. unless you're not paying attention. Obviously, you're not paying attention. Try listening.
Apparently.
Oh, look at that shit, dude. Oh man. Oh, you got fucking you just got banned. Look at that. Bye bye, Matthew. The crazy people you got to watch out for, man, because they're fucking nuts, dude. Jeffrey's camera looks all fucking fresh now, dude. You change cameras now? Let me see that hat. What hat are you wearing? Oh, look at that Superman hat. That's fucking fresh as hell, dude.
Tight.
Hell yeah, dude. I know that's fucking sick, dude.
I actually changed positions. I put this on my dresser.
Oh yeah, I think once you're moving it or holding it, it probably causes the resolution, like the motion from it, because it looks 10 times better. All right, so anyway, who wants to go next, man? Ian on here is saying, sup, Kyle's neighbor. His name's Mac. That's my boy. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, let's try to make some room for some new people on here then. And
yeah, I'll bounce. I'll try to catch up with y'all later. All right. So
yeah, definitely, man. And figure your guys' mics and shit out, dude, and then come back on next time we do it and tell us your stories and get that all shit figured out, And it should be a lot of fun, all right? But so everyone wipe off, get off of here so we can bring some other motherfuckers on.
Catch you later.
All right, peace, you guys. Get out of here. There we go. Keep them dropping. Keep going. Get out of here. Jeffrey, get out of here. John, go. Kumar, go. Get out of here. Go on, get. Bye, you guys. Come and join, but make sure you guys come back and join us again, man. Definitely, dude. This way we can share with everybody, man. I think Kumar thing is frozen. I'll get him out of here. There you go. Get out of here, Kumar, you fucker. All right. Yeah, I'm going to eject you, but I'm not getting banned. I hope it's not banning you or anything like that, but I'm kicking you out because I think your shit's frozen on here. There we go. But you're not kicked out or anything. I'm just getting you off the thing so we can get other people on here. So anyone else want to come on here and tell us about their sightings or their beliefs in alien technology, or if whatever your thoughts might be on it, feel free to come and join. Let me see who we got on here. I'll put out some just invites, as in I'm just going to say, hey, you, this person, come join us. All right. So let's see here. Hey, no problem, John Wing. Let's see here. Who we got on here? Mr. Apache, I know you came on for a second, but I asked you to leave, and that was really nice of you. So you can come back on here. All right. You want to come and join and say what's up? Don J, you want to come on here and you want to talk about the Phoenix Lights? Come on here. Come tell us what's up, dude. Let's see here.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, how we doing, buddy? Who's this? Let me see.
It's Apache.
We got it. All right, what up, Mr. Apache? How we doing, buddy?
Dude, can I is it cool now that I could be on here?
Fuck yeah, dude. Thank you for fucking, you came on. I was like, could you go? And you're like, yeah, you left. No problem. That's why I just got them saying, I'm like, come on here, man.
Oh, dude, yeah, no. I mean, that's the way your channel's gonna grow, man. Everybody needs to get a say on it, dude. What I'm saying, so
exactly, Sorry about that, you guys. Once you have the Bluetooth hooked up to it, it's fucking, if you undo it, you can't turn your speakers back on while you're still broadcasting live. It's fucking stupid. So let me tell these other people on the other channel, on the other broadcast, to come over here. So just give me a minute. Oh, I got one. Okay. Oh, hello, one viewer. Give me 1 second. I'm telling these people to get over here. All right, there we go. All right. Oh, hello, viewers. Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. I had some issues with the stupid Bluetooth connection, you know, and it won't let me. It won't let me like turn it off and then come back on. So I'm going to pass out this. I'm going to pass out this link, but I'm going to try to keep it down to just a few people at a time, you know, because it always gets kind of like, it gets kind of crowded. And so I'm going to try to pick out like people who haven't really come on before so they get their chance. So not to offend anyone who comes on here all the time. You know, I love you guys, and you guys are always welcome on here, but I want to give other people a chance to come on. And, you know, it might make them feel a little, you know, like pushed out if they're, you know, you guys are the same people are always on. And then, you know, even though we're all friends, you know, so it's like, I want to be able to let them, other people who like haven't really been on, get a chance to come on and say what's up. So let me see here. Let me get the link for you guys. We'll see if we can get some other people on here who want to share their story or their thoughts on this. All right, so let me look for your. Here we go. Oh, that shit's getting loud. Better turn that down. All right, I see you, dude. 2 viewers, 4 commenters. Yeah, you know, YouTube fucking exactly, dude, bastards. Yeah, Dave, you want to come on? And Ian Schwartz, you want to come on? I haven't had you guys on. Kumar, you want to come on? You guys are, I'm going to post a link. So here we go. Let's see here. I'll post a link for you guys. So yeah, let's get some new blood in here. Give them a chance. Dave, you want to come on? And come on, there's a link for you, buddy. Come on. Kumar, if you're on here, you want to come on? Too stoned? Oh, don't be afraid of the camera, buddy. You sure? All right, man. Well, you're welcome to join us if you want to. Mr. Me, you can come on here. You'll never get your ass on here. And Ian Schwartz, you want to come on, buddy? Some other time, no problem, buddy. Come and join us next time. Yeah, Cons, you should join. Just get on here. I might need a little partner host to help me out. And since we were talking about this before we even started, Cons and I was already on Hangouts before we started, so he should go ahead and get his ass on here. We were just doing a Hangout just before all this, so again, it's like Sean Alien. Hey, if you want to come, or Sean Allen, if you want to come on here, come join us, man. We're trying to get different people on here. Oh, Sean, what the fuck?
Hey, I just wanted to jump on real quick. Get Dave to ask Dave. Ask a bunch of questions. Cons, I'm just messing with you.
No, you're not messing with me. You think you're messing with me. That's a difference. Key difference. But it's okay.
All right, Sean, you fucker. Get out of here, dude.
God damn it,
Hey,
Sean.
don't hate. Hey, what's up, mate? Yeah.
Hello.
What's up, man?
Let's so anyway, let's see. Dave, go for it, man. What are you asking? What were your questions?
All right, so for intelligence, there has to be a brain.
Mm-hmm.
How are we able to mimic a brain?
That's good. That's complicated, man. Hey, what up, Tom, you motherfucker?
I'm tired from staying up all night listening to you DJ for 4 people.
I'm letting him on because this asshole actually fucking watched me fucking DJ last night on Google Hangouts, dude. I sent Tom a personal fucking link through Hangouts. I was like, it was just him. He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit and watch you, dude. Just fucking watching me.
Yeah, I was sending him requests for Incubus
He was
and
sending me
stuff.
requests to play songs and shit. It was awesome. So Dave just asked a question, and he wanted to know, how would you create? What'd you say? A brain or intelligence?
I can really comment on this. That's really interesting. I love this question. It's awesome. This is philosophically really interesting because there's a book I once read by Douglas Hofstadter, and this is called Gödel, Escher, Bach, and he's talking about complex systems and how they are incomplete, like mathematics is inherent.
There's a link. People are new to the haven't come on the Hangouts before, so feel free to come and join us, you guys. Really, I have not much to say. I'm still researching. You guys have legit info, so looking here. Hell yeah, dude. Don't worry, Sean. I'll get your ass on here later. All right, buddy. You're always on here too, man. Yeah, feel free. Come on. And remember, you guys, if it's an issue with your camera and you're afraid of being on camera, don't worry about it. Fucking, you can use your icon. What up, Dave? There he is. How you doing, buddy? Doing good? Rock and roll, baby. Let's get now. Ian Schwartz, you on there? Can you hear us? Someone talk. See if I can. Oh, I have my thing on mute. There we go.
Come on, Kyle, what did you do? You made Sean McGuire a mod, and he's like harassing me the whole time.
I'm going to have to fucking demote his ass. He's been a moderator. One day he's going to get demoted, dude.
he's calling me fucker 2 times, and now he's like saying, no, you suck.
He's just jealous, dude.
What's up with him, man?
He's just fucking around with you, dude.
I hope. Because otherwise I have to kick his ass. Roundhouse his ass.
Roundhouse his ass, man.
Roundhouse.
Shit. So where's Ian? Is Ian on here? Or else? All right. I gotta check this fucking thing. Not gonna happen.
What are we
I
talking about?
No cam or mic. Oh man, that sucks. Ian Schwartz. He's got no cam and no mic, man. Oh, brutal. Who else is on here? Sean, come on, come join us, buddy. Come on here. See what's up.
Oh my. Oh my.
Uh-oh. Too windy out there, Dave.
What the hell?
There he is.
Apparently incomplete because you can create some kind of contradiction inside the system itself. So you can create a formula which cannot be true or false. That's the same as like speech. If you say I'm always lying, that's a paradoxon. It's a paradox.
Paradox, yeah.
Can't be true or false.
Yeah, that's what Captain Kirk used.
Yeah, if a system, a formal system, is complicated enough that it can create some kind of a self, I don't know, lost the words because English is not my first language. If it's referring to itself, if you can create some kind of a loop.
Yeah, like that episode of Star Trek, the original series, right?
Then it's inherently incomplete. And that's what Gödel said. This Austrian mathematician, and he said math had some kind of like holes which can't prove. And in this whole book, he's talking about this kind of complex systems, and his theory is that if you can create a complex system which has enough nodes, like our brain with nerve cells, then you can create intelligence. But it can't explain itself because it's in itself a formal system, which in a self-reference is incomplete because our brain cannot maybe understand our brain, but it's intelligence. So maybe we can think about some kind of a hive mind, like ants, bees.
What in our mind recognize, because it's like you can't see it from the outside, but couldn't you see it from the outside if you're since you're able to, you know, pre